You are listening to 1F914, the show that really makes you thinking emoji. That's right. That's my intro. This is like the 7th or 8th time I've tried to record this. I'm realizing that a solo audio program is more difficult than recording one with a group of people or even just one other person, because you get hung up on yourself. Like if you decide, oh man, I didn't really like that. I didn't like that take. You can start over if you're by yourself. But if you're with another person, you're stuck. It's like, we'll just have to make it work. And that's kind of where I'm at now. In fact, that's where I was the last time I recorded this. I basically decided, you know what? I'm just going to pretend like there's someone else and keep going with it. The problem is that I wasn't recording the last time. That take was 13 minutes long. It was like continuous speaking, and that was after already trying to do this like 6 or 7 times. So now my voice is like totally burnt out, and I have so much phlegm. And so I'm currently drinking a mixture of honey, lemon, and cayenne pepper in water. And it's an interesting flavor, but it definitely breaks up the phlegm. Kind of tastes like this ginger ale I have in the fridge. There's a lasting burn, let me tell you that. It's kind of like sweet and sour sauce if it was also spicy. The upside is that I don't want to chug it, so it's gonna last me. So when my throat gets dried out and I go to take a sip of that, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's right. That's what that tastes like. That's what not getting this right the first time tastes like. So, okay, I'm way off topic. See, this is what I'm talking about. It helps having another person to keep you on topic, and also it's just less weird. I don't know. I feel weird just speaking to a microphone as if I'm speaking to another person. Still haven't gotten used to that. Back to the start. Let's. I haven't even started the episode yet. Holy shit. You are listening to 1F914, the show that really makes you thinking emoji. Today's episode is brought to you by the YouTube partner program Changes, without which there would be no reason for it to exist. I am your host, Here's Jolly, because my name is Jolly, and I am here. Today we'll be discussing why and also what it do. I've kind of already explained why in the intro. The changes to the YouTube partner program are forcing me to increase my output, but I have a itch on my nose, and that's why I'm all nasally now. But whenever I try to make my videos longer, whenever I try to pad them out to hit a particular goal, they still always end up coming up short. Because I have artistic direction, like I have artistic integrity, and if I'm editing like what ends up happening is I'll record like 10 minutes of footage, 10 minutes worth of footage for a video that theoretically should be 10 minutes long. That will actually be like 40 minutes of footage because I'll have multiple takes, but I've got 10 minutes worth of footage, and then I'll be going through it and editing it, and like I'll sit there for like a half an hour rewatching the same 30 seconds over and over and over again, really trying to figure out, well, does this 15-second little thing that I put in there really work? Like, how does it affect the pacing? Is it necessary? Does it add anything? Does it take away? And then ultimately, after wasting a half an hour trying to figure it out, I will take out that 15-second segment. So when I started with 10 minutes worth of footage, by the end, I've wasted 6 hours of my life and ended up with a 5-minute long video. So, in effect, what you are listening to is really just filler to pad out the interim between my quote-unquote actual videos. And while it may be shameless filler, that does not mean it is meaningless. I will talk about things that are things that I would talk about with other people in real life. Things that if I was in a group chat, I would bring up, things I would discuss. And it is an agenda-free zone, aside from the obvious agenda of view time. 10 to 15 minutes long is the goal. Anything less than 10 minutes just seems kind of pointless to me. Anything longer than 15 minutes, you're not going to listen to. So for me, that 12 and a half minutes is the golden median. Currently, it's going to be just me, just solo jolly, but I may have guests in the future. I have no idea how that's going to work with the format because guests always make things run longer. That's why podcasts start at like an hour and a half, and then by their like 7th season are breaking 4 hours and nobody's really listening to it on anything less than 2x speed. So that's that. The next thing I want to talk about is what you are looking at because it will be relevant to these things. I don't want to use that word to describe them. You know the word I'm tiptoeing around because that's not what they are. What you are looking at, assuming you are watching this on YouTube. If you're unfamiliar with the Deep Dream Generator, what you're looking at are the fruits of its labor. The Deep Dream Generator is a neural net / AI. It's kind of like a very simple AI. Like it can't think for itself, but it can come up with new things. So it has like inspiration, but it doesn't really have its own like self-awareness or its own thoughts beyond how it accomplishes the goal that it is given. The way it works is if you give it an image, you give it an image, and then it attempts to recreate that image by sampling a library of other unrelated images. There are two forms that the Deep Dream Generator comes in. There's the original Deep Dream Generator, which at first glance produces these like clusterfucks of useless nightmare fuel, and whose library is pretty much all of Google Images. Like at least whatever's left without the porn. So like 1,000 pictures, maybe, give or take. The other form that it takes is the Deep Style Generator. The Deep Style Generator is like it works the same way. It just has a much smaller library of things relevant to a particular desired result. Things like the Prisma app for iOS and Android are the Deep Dream Generator, but they are more of a deep dream style generator. What they attempt to do is that you give them a picture and they try to recreate a particular art style like Impressionism or Minimalism or Cubism or like just something really vague and not really an art style at all like comic book, quote unquote. Or it tries to recreate a particular artist's style like Da Vinci, Rembrandt, or Van Gogh because everybody's baby pictures have to frickin' look like Starry Night. Oh my God. I like Van Gogh, but that really pisses me off. So the particular image you are looking at now, I don't know if you have noticed, but at the beginning of the video, it was much more less detailed. Yeah, that's a great way of phrasing it. It was much less detailed at the beginning of the video and has progressively gotten more vibrant and detailed and more convoluted with all of these little extra unnecessary elements. And so that's kind of the way the Deep Dream Generator works in general. This picture that you're looking at began as a still frame from my previous video. It was from the beginning of the video where I'm quote unquote naked. I'm actually wearing underwear, but that's irrelevant. From the collarbone up, it's actually the thumbnail. Okay, it started out as the thumbnail for my previous video. If you don't know what the thumbnail for my previous video looks like, it might be in the side panel or whatever, or you can just go look, but don't click away from this video. Keep listening. So that it started out as that picture, that thumbnail picture, and as always, I put it through the Deep Dream. I didn't put it through the Deep Dream Generator at first. Initially, I put it through the Style Generator, but I didn't like any of the results. And then on a whim, I'm like, I really hate the product of the Deep Dream Generator, but I'll throw this through the Deep Dream Generator just to see what it looks like. And I did, and as usual, I didn't like the output. But then I'm looking at it, and I notice there's this button at the bottom of the page that says, Go Deeper. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's my cat fidgeting by the window. Damn it, feline, why? So I clicked the button that says Go Deeper. This is the first time I've ever seen it. I'm like, well, what does this do? And basically what the Go Deeper does is it puts the image back through the Deep Dream Generator. It gives it additional iterations. And you can keep going. You can keep going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And it just it basically just applies the effect over and over and over again. So it creates more new content and kind of accentuates what's already there. And I put it through a few passes, and it just kind of made it look more nightmare-y and less like really anything that anyone should even care about, and just like dog faces and lizard faces everywhere. But then I noticed up in the corner of the image, so just like a very small section, there was this thing that looked like a little lighthouse. It was like a glass bottle with a light on top. It kind of looked like a lighthouse in the middle of water. And so I thought, that's really cool. So I cropped it, but it was really small, and it was like super not detailed because it was just this little, like maybe 100 by 70 pixel area of the freaking full image. So I took that and I'm like, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this back through the Deep Dream generator and see what happens, but I'm going to blow it up first. I'm going to make it big. And so I did that. And then what it gave me back didn't really have all of that extra convolution and all of the random stuff that the Deep Dream generator tends to add. It just kind of accentuated what was already there, what the Deep Dream generator had already created. And I think the reason why is because it kind of realized that, oh wait, this was already a Deep Dream generator image, so I'm just gonna build on what it has already been done instead of adding new things. And then so what I got was what I wanted. It was just kind of like a upscaled version of that image. It was just like flushing it out and making it more detailed. But then I decided to keep going and keep going deeper with that one. And so as it went along, I saved each iteration because it overwrites the previous iteration, so you can really only see the most current one. So you can't go back to like the 7th iteration if you're on the 14th iteration. So unless you save each one along the way. So that's what I did. I saved them as I went along the way. And then I used those to create the image you're looking at. Now, like I previously said, as it went along, as I kept going deeper and deeper and deeper, it kept bringing out more of the lines. It kind of kept sharpening it and bringing out all these colors that weren't originally there. Like these, it started out as just blue, like it was just pure blue with a little section of black. The only part of it that's really me was like this little bit of my hair in the bottom corner, and that's nothing. Even that was just like a little bit of black. The majority of this picture was just a blue wall, and it just brought out all of these like really vibrant colors. Like there's reds, there's blues. Well, obviously there's blue. There's like reds, there's greens, there's yellows, there's magenta. There's just all these freaking different colors that are completely from the Deep Dream generator. It is 100% that. So I really like this. I like the way it looks. I like the way that I've faded between them to give it that gradual inclination. And right now I'm at 13 minutes. So that's a little bit past my golden median. So I'm going to end the video now. Well, not video. I'm going to end this audio dialogue between you and, well, no, not you, but between me and a faceless microphone. Yeah. So that's that. Thank you for listening. Be sure to give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment. If you want to share this somewhere, go ahead and do that. That'd be cool. I'd really appreciate that. And I don't say this as often as I should, but don't die.